pleasant good evening to everyone, and welcome to Mindful Motion Pilates, Fitness, and Ayurveda in our beautiful studio. And tonight we're going to be going through some basic arm work. And we've got the beautiful Kelly modeling for us this evening. And I really want to show Kelly from the side here. And what's really important to see is that Kelly has got some very nice neutral spinage going on here. So I'm going to have her sitting right on top of her sit bones. And then Kelly, from the hips, I'm going to have you tilt just a tad bit forward. There we go. So you can see how the middle of her shoulder is now lined up over her hip. And then Kelly, I'm going to have you bring the head back just a tad. So what we're looking for is to have the flap of the ear right over those shoulders. So you've got this gorgeous line from the hips through the middle of the rib cage, through the shoulder, the neck, and then the flap of the ear lined up over, and that is our neutral alignment. Now, when Kelly is going to be working the arms, what I'd like her to feel is with her exhales that the navel is moving to the back of the pelvis. So we're using a real purposeful exhale to do this work. So you see, everyone, where Kelly's arms are lined up, how she has her palms right out to her side. And now as she exhales, she's going to row from the ball and socket of her shoulder and then back to that starting position. Now, this may look like an easy movement, but this requires a lot, and I do mean a lot, of core control to stay in that upright, tall position, to keep the rib cage nice and intact, and to not want to jut the neck forward. Also notice how Kelly is nice and symmetrical from the front. You see that the shoulders are in alignment and that her arms are moving back and front at the same time. So Kelly, I'm going to have you do 2 more reps. 1 and 2. Lovely. Now Kelly's going to be moving her arms up to a mid-back row. So her elbows are at armpit height. And Kelly, I'm going to have you just drop this elbow and shoulder blade a little bit. There we go. Now the idea here is as Kelly draws her arms behind her, it's as if she could touch her elbows behind her back, but notice she's not moving her spine. Kelly, can I have you do something silly for us? Can I have you kind of roll forward, you know, like when people bring their arms back and they jut their neck forward and stick their chest out? Yeah, that's not the look we're going for here. What we're going for is to remain in that neutral spine. So Kelly, would you do 4 more reps? Thank you. So see, she's keeping that alignment. She is really using good breath to stay on top of those sit bones. She's wrapping the back muscles into her spine and moving from the ball and socket. And one last one because we can. Perfect. Thank you. Now we're going to be taking the straps up over the elbows, and we like to call this one around here our goal post. She shoots, she scores. So again, you see, and I'm going to have you just lower the shoulder a little bit over on this side. That's the ticket. Again, we have the elbows at armpit height. And Kelly, again, is gently squeezing into those back muscles as she draws the arms behind her. So now we're asking for even more control because we're moving those arms up and away from the torso. So again, I'm going to move to Kelly's side so that you can see how she's keeping her alignment. And Kelly, I'm going to have you leaning just a tad bit forward from the hips. Ah, there's that strong corset on in the rib cage. And Kelly's keeping her arms moving in tandem. And we're going to do 3 more. And 2. And 1. Awesomeness. Now, Kelly and I were just joking before we started to make this video about how we've saved the best for last. And, you know, that can be taken in many different ways, but we're positive around here. So what Kelly's going to do now is move into flexion. And what that means is that Kelly had been sitting up in that really nice neutral spine. Now she's scooping the tail under. She's bringing the tailbone toward the nose, and she's bringing the navel down into the pelvis with the idea of also bringing the ribs to the hips. Kelly, would you also show how we don't want people to move into extension? So Kelly's going to lengthen her back out. And you see that lumbar spine could really get hurt from here. So we are going to stay in flexion and work those abadabas while we're working the back and the shoulders and the chest. So Kelly is going to be moving into a different kind of row here, where she's going to open up the arms with the thumbs up, drawing the shoulder blades down. She's really got those abs engaged. And now this is not a big movement, just about, say, 3 to 4 inches, and then close, because we want to keep that symmetry from the front. And again, I'm going to move to the side so you can see that the posture that Kelly's working from, that's it. And she's got those abs engaged. She's using her exhale and really asking the back and those posterior deltoid shoulder cap muscles to do the job. Lovely. And if you would do 2 more, that would be awesome. 1 and 2. Now Kelly's going to stay in the flex position, but now she's going to bring her palms to the floor. Ah, yes, we get those rotator cuff muscles in a little bit different position here. So again, we've got the arms out to the side, about armpit height, and I'm going to ask Kelly to bring this shoulder blade down a little bit. There we go. And rowing straight back. We're going to do 6 and 5. Good work using that exhale every time. And 3 more, and 3, and 2, and 1. And now for the last number we're about to perform. Kelly's like, thank goodness we're coming to a close here. This is where the thumbs drop down to the floor. So we literally did save the best for last year. This asks for the most control. Again, we're going to lift those arms up, lowering the shoulder blades and really getting into those abs. And rowing last set of 6 and 6 and 5 and 4. Notice Kelly's keeping her face soft. She's not gripping in her neck. And 1 for the road. And now to finish, Kelly's going to come right back up into her neutral spine, finishing with that beautiful alignment, again, through the hips, the shoulders, the neck, and up through the ear, right up through the crown of the head. I really want to thank Kelly for doing such a great job of demonstrating, and thank you all for joining us here at Mindful Motion, Pilates, Fitness, and Ayurveda. Have a wonderful evening ahead.